Hey, I just wanted to take a few moments and give you my opinion on this Mercy Bowman Lusambo saga. As many of you know, there's a young lady out there by the name of Mercy Cowham who claims that Mr. Bowman Lusambo is the father to her children. She has 3 little girls and a 4th one on the way. She's currently pregnant with her 4th child. And when this story first came to me, my initial response was to reach out to Mercy's lawyers. This is the Legal Aid Clinic. It's a group of lawyers that do pro bono work. Pro bono means they offer their services for free. And this Legal Aid Clinic was representing Mercy, this young girl that claims that Bowman is the father to all of her children. Now, initially, when I mentioned to the Legal Aid Clinic that I'd like to conduct an interview with Mercy and get her side of the story, I had agreed with Mercy to meet here at my office and conduct an interview. But I thought it would be wise, which I still do, I thought it was a good idea to inform her lawyers. And I spoke to them, and immediately they said, Mr. Mwewa, that's a bad idea. We shouldn't do that. We should not. You should not interview her. You should not get her side of the story. The most important thing that we are occupied with now is getting a DNA test done. This is what the lawyer said. And I agreed with that. I said, okay, fine. And so we canceled that interview. Well, a few days after that, Mercy came again and she insisted. She said, Mr. Mwewa, I have to tell my side of the story. I said, well, your lawyers have advised against it. And she insisted. She says, no, I have to tell my side of the story. You have to allow me to vent, because if you don't allow me to vent, I'm going to lose my mind. And I think I'm being treated unfairly. I'm being silenced, and I have to tell my story. I said, okay. So I turned on the cameras, and we sat, and she told her story. Now, my job is to just provide a platform. It's not so much for me to form an opinion, but in this case, I have to form an opinion. In speaking with her, interacting with her, one thing is very clear and one thing is very apparent. The only thing that will settle this argument is a DNA test, nothing else. History is replete with women that claim one thing, but at the end of it, a different result comes out. You remember Michael Jackson wrote a famous song called Billie Jean. That song was birthed out of a real life situation. A woman claimed that Michael Jackson was the father to her child. And it came out that he wasn't the father. Equally, there are other stories, like Eddie Murphy and Scary Spice. Scary Spice for a long time said that Eddie Murphy was the father to her child. He denied it countless times, said, I will never go for a DNA test. Finally, they did go for a DNA test, and it was discovered that Eddie Murphy was, in fact, the father to Scary Spice's child. So we shouldn't waste our time in the pool of speculation. The only thing that will settle this argument is a DNA test. If the DNA test comes out as positive, if the DNA test demonstrates that, in fact, Mr. Lusambo is the father to all these children, Mercy becomes a heroine, a hero, a female hero, if you will. But if the DNA test comes out as negative, if it comes out that Mr. Lusambo, in fact, is not the father, instantaneously, Mr. Lusambo becomes a hero and Mercy becomes a demon. So it's a slippery slope, folks. quicker we get that DNA test done, the better for all of us. Thank you.